So first of all, what is laterally supported beam? Okay, the member, the beam is like that. Okay, now. So the section, okay, this is slab or something. Okay, and this is our beam. So the compression flange of the beam have inserted inside the slab. Okay, this type of structure is said to be laterally supported beam. Okay, so laterally supported beam. So here the structure can do have the deflection along with the slab deflection. Okay, so I can have only the vertical displacement. Okay, have vertical deflection or vertical displacement. There is no horizontal movement. So if I'm going to see the beam in the plan view, top view, okay, now, so this is our web portion. Okay, so the web won't buckle in the direction of horizontal. Okay, it won't occur. Okay, so this is called horizontal displacement. Horizontal displacement. So the horizontal displacement won't occur, only vertical displacement we can have in the laterally supported beam. Since its compression flange may be, okay, its compression flange is inserted in the slab, or else we can have the separate provision. So like that we are going to do one weld. Okay, so that this weld is going to inside of the slab. Okay, so that we can have some restraints, okay, over the beam. So this is called laterally supported beam. Next we should move on to the laterally unsupported beam. So laterally unsupported beam. So here the structure is going to act as it is. So there is no restraint in the structure. Okay, so it is going to act as it is. So whatever the load is going to have, so that is going to act as it is. Okay, so there is no compression flange inside or something. Okay, now, so because of this we can have vertical displacement as well as horizontal displacement. Horizontal displacement in the sense, this is not a horizontal displacement. So if I'm going to see the plan view of beam, okay, so entire thing is going to have the displacement like this. So this is called horizontal displacement. So because of this horizontal displacement, okay, now what is going to have means, along with the bending moment we can have torsional moment also, since it is going to deflect in this direction as well as uh, in perpendicularity. Okay, now, so vertical as well as horizontal displacement leads to torsional bending moment also. Okay, so because of this, what we are going to take addition, so ZP requirement we are going to have in the laterally supported beam, that we are going to take some 25 percentage to 50 percentage additionally here. Okay, so then only we can satisfy this torsional bending moment, sorry, torsional moment also, that is bending moment as well as torsional moment also we can take care of here. This is called a laterally unsupported beam. Okay, next, step by step procedure, step by step procedure to design the laterally supported beam, to design the laterally supported beam. So first of all, the mostly the maximum things are similar to our laterally supported beam. Okay, so first of all, we should go for the code book. Okay, now first for the given load, for the given load we have to calculate the bending moment and the shear force. Okay, with respect to the given load, we are going to calculate the bending moment and shear force. Okay, so second one is with respect to the bending moment and shear force, we have to go for section classification, that is sectional details. Okay, so we have the formula that from page number 54. Okay, plastic section modulus required. So this is the second step, calculation of plastic section modulus required. So ZP required, whereas from page number 54 of IS 800 2007. Okay, so the formula is ZP required is equal to MD divided by, that is design moment, MD divided by beta B into FBD. Okay, so mostly beta B is equal to 1 for plastic section, for plastic and compact section. So for plastic section and the compact section, the beta B value is 1. So for beta B value is equal to 1 for plastic and for compact section. In case semi-compact section, we have to go ZE by ZP for beta B value. Okay. So next, so this is from here we have to get some values, ZP values. Okay, then after we have to go for, okay, ZP required multiplied with 1.25 to 1.50, since uh, laterally unsupported beam have deflection in both vertical as well as horizontal. So because of this both vertical and horizontal deflection, we may get torsional moment. So in order to withstand the torsional moment, we have to go the additional section modulus. Okay, so which is nothing but 25% to 50%. So that's why we have to take the value of whatever we are getting as a requirement. Addition to that, 25 to 50 percentage we have to take. Okay, that's why we can have this formula here in step 3. Okay, then after we have to go for this ZP requirement. Okay, so ZP requirement, we have to go for selection of section from steel table, preferably ISLB, ISMB and ISWB. Okay, light beam, medium beam and weight beam. Okay, so this section we are going to have. Okay, now for that we have to take sectional properties. Okay, like height, breadth of flange, thickness of web. Okay, so these things we have to take it. After taking all the things, okay, now we have to go for design moment. So design moment. So where we can have design moment means the same previous formula, like MD is equal to beta B into ZP into FBD. So here it is nothing but ZP provided and I section moment of inertia, like that. Okay, we have to get it. So MD is equal to beta B into ZP provided multiplied with FBD. Okay, so these things we have to get it. So where we can have FBD values. Okay, so ZP provided, we know that is beta B, we can take it as a 1 if it is a plastic or a compact section. Then FBD we have to calculate, that is design bending stress. So that we can get it from the table 13. Okay, so from table 13 of IS, page number 55. Okay, of IS 800 2007, it is available. Okay, so based on that we are going to have a design bending stress. Okay, so for that I need KL by R value. So for this I need KL by R minimum value and H by TF. So H by TF is nothing but overall height to thickness of flange ratio. Based on that we are going to calculate the value of FBD, design bending stress. Okay, if I am going to substitute this, I can get the MD value. So the MD value should be always greater than M. Then the section is safe to transfer the bending moment. Next to this, what I have to do, check for shear. So check for shear. So this one is as it is our laterally supported beam, that is V should be less than 0.67 times of VD. Okay, whereas VD is equal to the formula. Okay, area of web multiplied with FYW divided by root 3 into gamma m naught. Okay, so this is the value of VD. So whether it is satisfying or not, that I have to check it. Next, as it is, we have to go for check for web buckling. So web buckling is nothing but mostly we are going to prefer I section for the beam. Okay, now so it is going to buckle like this. So if the load is extremely high, then automatically this web portion is going to buckle like this, since the web portion is acting like a column. Okay, now for example I'm telling, so if I'm going to give the load here, it will go bending like this. Okay, now so the bending should be in the limitation, then only it can transfer the load, or else we can have the failure here itself in the web portion, so our necessary won't satisfy. That's why. Similarly, check for web crippling. Excuse me. So web crippling is nothing but our I section have like this. So like one toe portion we can have. Okay. So after the toe only the web portion will is visible. Okay now. So here the load has to transmit uniformly. Okay now, otherwise this portion or before this portion we may get a chance of failure. Okay now, so that is called web crippling. So that crippling side our section is safe or not, that is also we are going to check it. Okay now, so these are all the some common 8 steps we have to follow to design the laterally unsupported beam. Even though if it is a laterally supported beam, we can have what is this, the design, the same design. Okay now, the same steps.